Welcome to Managing for Profit on Brownfield, a content partnership with Channel. I'm Brownfield anchor reporter Megan Grebner. With us today is Lyle Eiten. Lyle, thank you for taking some time to talk with us today.
Yeah, appreciate the opportunity.
We're going to talk today about some of the benefits of working with Channel Seedsman. But before we get underway, let's start first and talk a little bit about harvest. How are things looking in your part of North Central Illinois, and how has harvest been?
Harvest's been good. Been going quite a while now. A lot of guys got a lot of beans out, and I think there's been a lot of guys saying the numbers are 90 to 55 bushels, but overall people are pretty happy. I think, especially with the rain. There was a lot of talk earlier in the year, about, oh, should we sell much and what are we going to have for a crop? And so beans have been good. Corn's been surprisingly good as well. But rainfall and where it hit and when it hit, a lot of variation and variability. But I think overall we're looking pretty good.
How has the quality of both the beans and corn been so far this year at harvest?
I think test weight's been a little light on corn. Can't really say a lot about beans. I think it seems okay. There's a little bit. We're seeing some black on the corn. They're calling it I think it's a saphritic fungi or something like that. And that's just dirtying up combines, but doesn't seem to really be affecting the quality of the corn. But we've been doing a lot of walking and scouting and pushing stalks and checking stalk quality because we just got 3 inches of rain I guess that's kind of over the weekend. So stock quality is an issue and a watch out, I should say, more than an issue. Haven't seen it be a huge issue yet, but we're walking and checking to make sure that we can stay ahead of it.
As you look at where harvest is, I would assume it was fairly dry. Everybody thought maybe it would go fairly quickly. This rain has moved in. How much has it slowed down folks in your area?
I don't think it's been terrible. This last one was pretty big, and we got about 3 inches. And then here midweek we had a tenth or 2/10, and that's been enough just it was muddy to begin with, and that's slowed us down. But I think overall we're not in too bad a shape. Um, yeah, mid-June, mid-July, I would have said, yeah, this crop's going to burn up and we're going to have her picked pretty early, but it's turned out a lot better than expected. So I guess that's a good thing.
I would assume a lot of that is a testament to genetics and making those investments, but also working with your Channel Seedsman to put the right product right where it needs to go. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So as you look at what you do, talk to me about why farmers choose the Channel seed brand and the benefits that it provides them.
Yeah, I think the generic answer to why you choose any seed brand and most seed dealers are going to tell you is product performance and service. I think that and that's definitely a huge part of what we do. But I feel like our product lineup is really strong. We've got non-GMO offerings, Smart Stacks, Double Pro. Now we're moving into some VT4s, which is new technology with RNAi, and then Smart Stacks Pro. We've had those for a couple of years. And then on the soybean side, we have Extend Flex, which we've seen great performance from. So I feel like top to bottom, we have a really strong portfolio. The other thing I'll say is that I feel like working with Channel, if you're working with me, I have my growers back for sure, 100%. I'm there to make their lives easier and more profitable. And I do feel like Channel has my back as well. So if we do get into an issue or something, we address it, take care of it, put it behind us and move on. And then the other part of why you should work with Channel, or why I think the growers I work with enjoy working with Channel, is the seedsmen they're dealing with. I'm not working in town, or I farm very little. I'm out in the fields and doing my thing and making sure that we're keeping ahead of any issues or any way that we can improve the quality of the product that we're selling and make our growers' lives easier and like I said, more profitable and more prosperous.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that Channel Seedsman difference? What type of insights can Channel Seedsman provide for their farmers? And talk to me about how data is utilized in those recommendations.
Yeah, so most of my guys that I'm working with are either on I shouldn't say most, but a lot of are either on FieldView, using FieldView for planting data, or My John Deere. And both of those are really good platforms because it makes my life easier when I'm going out to scout and you say, hey, I want to go look at your 21204. Where's it at? I can jump on FieldView. Planting data is right there. The blue dot. I walk out to where it's planted at and can look at it, and then also can utilize the field health. So the satellite imagery that's showing the colors from the, I think it's like the NDVI or the plant greenness, plant health. So I can go, okay, there's a green spot, a red spot, and a yellow spot. We're going to check. And oftentimes you find different things, whether it's disease or drown out, or we're going to have to replant something here, or you got a weed patch here, and that's why there's a green spot out there. And then the other thing that it really helps with is when we get done with harvest, can go through and after it's all over and say, okay, this performed here, this didn't work as well here, and this is what we're going to do to make sure we do better next year. So I think there's a lot of value in that. I'm sure I'm missing a huge portion of what it is, but I think the field health thing is really big for me, for scouting and for staying ahead of stuff. And even if guys don't have aren't mapping with a monitor in their tractor or something, I still throw their field boundaries in under my field view account and throw their crop in, and I can scout their fields and make sure we don't miss anything.
Can you talk a little bit about that field checkup series and how Seedsman use that as they're working with farmers to make recommendations for the future?
Yeah, there is a nice printout and all those things and the niceties of it, but I think the most important part is that we're there at planting or emergence timing to make sure we don't miss anything on emergence issues, replant, insect issues, all the above there, and then we're following that through into vegetative stage, checking again insect damage, if there's weeds popping up, something like that, when guys are getting going with their post passes. And then going into fungicide timing. Do a lot of scouting for bugs, scouting for disease, helping make decisions with whether to spray fungicide, when to spray fungicide, throwing insecticide in or not, and then now going into reproductive, and into harvest. We've done some yield checks, and which there's some value there as far as grain marketing goes. And I think the biggest thing right now is what we're doing, daily, is walking in and checking, pushing stocks and making sure that if there is going to be an issue, if something's getting weak, that the grower is aware of it, and if it works out, can go get it, so that if there is a wind event or something, we've taken that risk off the table. And I think that's a huge. I know there's a lot of really good seed dealers that farm themselves, but one of the things that I think sets me apart a little bit is that I'm not in a combine. I'm bouncing around from combine to combine, but I'm not locked in one all fall. So that gives me the opportunity to go do those things for my growers, because they're in the seat and they're taking care of business. So I think that's a little part of what I do that I can help them mitigate some of the risk.
As you look ahead and you start working with growers thinking about that plan for 2024, what are you most excited about to bring to the table for them for the upcoming growing season?
We got some really exciting new products. These VT4s I'm really excited about. And we also have a Preceon Smart Corn, which we call it short corn, but it's we've seen some really, really major wind events the last 3-4 years here. And to say, okay, we're gonna shorten the stature of this corn and get the same yield, and then offer some easier access with sprayers and tall sprayers and things like that to get in. And I think the fungicide thing, if guys can spray fungicide with a ground rig and get 15 gallons on instead of 1 or 2, there's no argument there that the coverage is going to be better, I think. So to make that easier for guys, that's really exciting. Yeah, I think all those things are I'm looking forward to. It's nice. This is one of my favorite times of the year because you get to see all the hard work that they've put into their crop all year come out and see what it did. And see what we can do better.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I appreciate the time. Yeah, no, I don't really think so, but thank you. It's good talking with you, Megan, and I appreciate it.
I'm Megan Grepner with Managing for Profit, a content partnership with Channel Seed on Brownfield.